Zay Automotive Reviews, and today we have here the Ford Bronco, and this is the latest news on the Ford Bronco. Now, after leaked images of the all-new Bronco appeared on the internet, Ford could not have been happy. But while we've seen what the upcoming 2021 Ford Bronco will look like, there are still a number of details we don't know about it, like when it will actually arrive. Ford was set to reveal the car by now, but the epidemic with the coronavirus has pushed those plans back for a later date. Before the Bronco is officially released, it appears we may still have more to see. According to Ford Authority, the 2021 Bronco will be available with three different grille designs. This means the silver example shown in the leaked photos that you've seen before will not only be the face of the Bronco. Now, the leak showed us that it's rumored to be called the Modern Design Grille, which is painted in black and featured the word Broncos, which is what you see here, spelled in capital letters. Another grille design will be called the Classic Design and will harken back to the Bronco model of the past. We aren't sure which of the five previous Bronco generations Ford will put from here, but we can expect the grille to have the word Ford written across it instead of the Bronco name. So just imagine the word Ford written across this grille, and it'll be some difference in it. Finally, there will be a third grille design called Custom. Now, this design is expected to look more upscale than the others, meaning it could embrace a silver or chrome color scheme. It is unclear if these grille options will be a standalone option or if they will be tied to specific trim levels. We can think, though, that it's going to be tied to specific trim levels, just like the Ford Raptor grille is tied to its trim level. But we'll see. Now, the name of these grilles could also change by the time the Bronco is officially revealed. Now, the smaller 2021 Ford Bronco Sport will also have three unique grille designs that will be adapted for the soft design, like the full Bronco size. Now, we suspect the Bronco Sport will be wearing a modern grille, and that modern grille which you saw in the other video, that's the modern grille with the Bronco Sport. Now, the Ford Bronco, and there's some other things about the Ford Bronco. Now, they're thinking about making the Ford Bronco dance to music. Now, after several leaked photos showed the highly anticipated off-roader undisguised, it looked like the wait for the Ford Bronco and for the smaller Bronco Sport sibling was over. Ford was originally planning to present the reborn Bronco in the 2020 New York Auto Show, which was in April, but was canceled. But the event postponed until August. Now, in response to the pandemic, Ford will show the new Bronco the world online before the event. But in the meantime, Motor Trend discovered some intriguing new details about the Bronco terrain response system and active suspension. Now, a patent, now that tells you everything. A patent was submitted to the United States Patent and Trademark Office by the Ford. It described a unique hardware and software setup that links an electronically adjustable suspension system to a monitoring setup that automatically adjusts the ride height and suspension in response to traffic, terrain, weather, and even music. Now, alternately, the driver can also select different suspension modes in the patent filing. Suspension mode, but Ford also trademarked the term GOAT mode, which is described as drive system comprised of automatic controls for vehicle chassis and powertrain controllers, integrated as an integral part of the passenger vehicle. Now, the technology isn't linked to the Bronco, but it seems to be designed for off-roaders. Now, to make driving on rough terrain easier, the patent describes how the nose can be lowered when the SUV climbs up steep terrain to give the driver a better view. Other models listed in the patent includes entertainment mode, music mode, and daredevil mode. Now, the entertainment mode monitors the driver's non-traditional inputs to the control of the music in the Daredevil mode. Music mode will adjust the ride height to match the tunes blaring out of the SUV speakers. So it sounds like you can make your Ford Bronco dance in sync with your music collection. If you really want the Daredevil mode, on the other hand, the vehicle suspension height may be mapped to the target suspension height such that the vehicle can be driven on. For example, 2 or 3 wheels without overturning, which could be useful in certain off-road situations. No doubt someone will try to use these modes to try to perform wheelies. Now, wouldn't that look amazing? It all sounds very intriguing, but we'll wait for the official news from Ford. Let's see. Now, in case you guys didn't know, Ford's original name for the Bronco was different. Although the pandemic has caused a delay for the official debut of the reborn Ford Bronco, the overall excitement for the iconic SUV returns remain as strong as ever. We're already seeing some leaked images, and everybody has seen these leaked images. Now, a few other accessory-related details, such as removable roof. It'll even have a manual transmission option. But it turns out there's something else many of us don't know. The 1965 Ford Bronco was nearly named something else. In fact, its nameplates were all very, very similar with what's Wrangler, you could say. Now, Fox News spoke with Ford archivist Ted Ryan, who revealed the Blue Oval considered a number of different names for the original SUV, and Wrangler was one of them. That took me by surprise, but wait. Wouldn't it have been a major issue with the Jeep Wrangler? A vehicle that dares to go back to World War II? Nah. And the reason being is that the Wrangler wasn't called the Wrangler back then, but rather the CJ5 Jeep. It didn't begin using the Wrangler nameplate until 1986 with the YJ generation. Ford product planner at that time was named Don Frey. He decided against using Wrangler or any other name because he wanted to retain the equine connection to the one of the only Mustang which debuted at around the same time. So they wanted to be that connection there. Now you see, Ford first envisioned the Bronco as a four-wheel drive sports car that would sit side by side with the first ever pony car in the dealership. Not only did the painting serve as a major departure from the then relatively bland Ford model lineup, but also helped to lure younger buyers, a demographic Ford desperately needed at that time. Now, the plan worked beautifully. Ford Mustang has since achieved global icon status, and the Bronco, until it was discontinued in 1996, retained a deeply loyal following. And I tell you, people can't wait to get a hold of it. Pretty soon, nearly 55 years since both vehicle debut, they'll once again be sold alongside each other, the Ford Mustang and this baby with those circular lights. So the Ford Bronco, folks. Let's go back and let's dig into some other news about the Ford Bronco. Now, as far as history, the Ford Bronco was introduced back in 1965 and was phased out of Ford lineup back in 1996. After 5 generations of full-size Bronco was replaced by a more trendy, family-friendly SUV model like the Expedition Explorer. Now, more than 20 years after its last production, the Bronco nameplate is finally returning with the new model, which will go head-to-head with the Jeep Wrangler. It will be joined by a smaller Bronco Sport model, which will offer rugged stylings, but for shoppers who don't plan to hit the trails every weekend, you can prepare for the model nameplate heritage. the Bronco Sport would definitely fit that particular person who doesn't plan on going. But if you want a big SUV, the Bronco's the one to get. The Bronco has that heritage that Ford has, and it just looks really, really nice. As you see this image by Car and Driver, the Bronco is amazing, folks. And so it changed a lot over the 5 generations, but it never abandoned its rugged origins. So the Ford Bronco it is, folks. A name uh, that really can't be, there's really nothing else out there that's like it with the Ford Bronco. So folks, there's a lot to the Ford Bronco. And now what can we expect? Now the Ford Bronco, they're saying will start at $32,495. Now that's going to be awesome. Now, the legendary Bronco is going to rejoin Ford's stable crossover SUVs. Now there's some amazing stuff with this car, and it's going to be battling against the Jeep Wrangler. The fact is that the Bronco won't be getting a V8 might offend you, but it would be amazing if it did have a V8, but it won't be getting it. But hopefully Ford will change its mind later. But it's going to have a turbocharged 4-cylinder and a twin turbo V6, which is probably enough pep for this baby. Um, Overall, Ford is resurrecting the Bronco 2021 plate and its undisguised image, and it's definitely going to be an icon, as we talked about earlier. As far as the engine and transmission and performance, um, so far the spy images appear to be the Bronco prototype tested in Detroit, which gave some clues about its wheelbase, tires, and suspension. Most of the information is merely speculative at this point. You don't know. We don't know what the next generation is going to be. We don't know what the engine is going to entail, but we could take some guesses. Now, if we take some guesses, we can look at the Ford Ranger as well as the twin turbo 2.7 liter V6 that's available in the Ford F-150. Additionally, the Bronco could get a 7-speed manual transmission with a crawler gear for off-roading. Ford has confirmed that the Bronco will eventually offer a hybrid powertrain too. So we could imagine that. And I can imagine too, it can also be like the Ford Mach E. It could be offered an electric powertrain too as well. We don't know yet. But as far as fuel economy, neither the EPA nor Ford has released any fuel economy ratings for the Bronco. Anything like that. It's going to have to be tested on a 200-mile test again. Now the interior, we can expect removable doors, roof, and then perhaps retro exterior type of look. Take design cues from past generations, so we can imagine it looking like that. So the car is going to fit in pretty good. Infotainment and connectivity, we can expect Ford latest in-dash Sync 4 software. Large touchscreen embedded in the middle of the Bronco dashboard, much like the Ford Mustang Mach E. You can imagine some of that twisting up in there and making it look good. The infotainment system will support modern infotainment features like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a subscription-based Wi-Fi hotspot. There will likely be an optional upgrade such as built-in navigation and a more powerful Bang & Olufsen sound system. And Bang & Olufsen makes a bad sound system. So far, it hasn't been crash tested, so there's not any ratings in that, yet. But the more news we get about this, the more I'm going to come back and reveal it. It's definitely going to be as far as a 3 or 36,000 mile warranty we can expect on this. Powertrain warranty, 5-year, 60,000 miles, just like all the Fords. No complimentary scheduled maintenance. Hopefully Ford changed that, to get in line with its competitors to at least offer people 12,000 miles. But they haven't changed it yet, folks. And what we see here is the Ford Bronco. Take some look at these pictures. Take some look at the LED lighting, just the set and the setup. Boy, I tell you, the Jeep Wrangler and all of them, they got some stiff competition with this baby here. Again, it's AO Automotive Reviews, and what we have here is the Ford Bronco. Thanks for watching. Remember, Like, share, and subscribe.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more interesting videos.